Hi, I'm Dave, founder of Halloween Around, and today I'm reviewing the newest Australian horror movie, Bring Her Back, from the makers of Talk to Me, which was my favorite horror movie of 2023. While I don't like it as much as Talk to Me, it's up there, and you see the same talent both behind and in front of the camera. So, without further ado, let's get into Bring Her Back.
Some people believe the spirit stays in the body for months after death. We can bring her back.
What I love about writers and directors Danny and Michael Philippou, I hope I'm saying that right, they're not afraid to go to really, really dark places. That was true of Talk to Me in its discussion about like grief and all that. And it works here too, where you have a death in the family and just it involves kids and it goes to dark places with kids, but it doesn't feel cheap or exploitative. It feels like these kids are in very real danger. So we have a sort of step brother and sister, and their father passes away very sadly, and they're sent with Sally Hawken, who is the creepiest but most entertaining person in the movie. The whole time, she is playing a game with the audience of how uncomfortable can I make you, and how much can I make you worry for the safety of these children that you're like, just get out of the house. It goes to, like I said, it goes to really, really dark places, but it feels like no matter what she does, there's like a reason behind it. And I love how through the whole movie, you know things are going to get bad. You know they're going to get worse, but you're just kind of watching it slowly go down. It's like watching an accident going to happen, but there's nothing you can do to stop it. And you know it's going to get from A to B, and B is a terrible place. Um, it also boasts really, really great performances from the child actors. I've watched a lot of movies about possession, and this one, these kids, they go there. They're creepy. You believe that they are legitimately possessed in a way that I haven't really seen, maybe since Jennifer Carpenter and The Exorcism of Emily Rose. So it does all that, but again, it has a villain that while you don't agree with what she's doing, you understand her and you understand why. And I'm intentionally being very vague because I don't want to get into spoilers. I do want you to go see this movie. I saw it last week as part of like the Regal Mystery movie. It's that good. It's disturbing. It's unsettling. But the whole time you get the sense that it's trying to say something. Like it's almost daring you, the audience. Like, how far would you go in this situation, in this scenario? Would you do what this foster mother is doing? And in a weird way, I think it does a good job of like subverting your expectations, because there have been plenty of movies that it involves some sort of like cult or like supernatural ritual or something. This is the very DIY version, which feels so on point for, this character that Sally Hawken is playing, that of course she isn't actually part of a cult or tribe that's doing this. She just kind of, it's almost like she got the, Dark Magic for Dummies book and is, trying to get it right herself. And she makes mistakes, and it makes her almost, it makes her more human, but in a weird way creepier, because she's not like some super experienced witch or something. It's like, no, she messes up and she has to correct this and do this, but it makes her seem all the more real. That being said, the only reason I told you that I like Talk to Me a little bit more, I feel like Talk to Me is a perfect movie. There's nothing I couldn't. I find no issues or faults with it. This one, it gets a little cliche towards the end, where you know how you have that like third act where help is going to arrive, but a series of circumstances has to prevent the help from helping, and it feels very contrived, and you're like, oh, come on, no normal human would behave like this, or no normal human would go visit a house suspected of child abuse without some sort of police officer with you. Maybe that's me just being very American. I don't know if it's different, in Australia, but it frustrated me a little bit, because I could tell it was like, we need the script to get from C to D, and we need this contrived thing to happen to do it, and we're just gonna have to do it because we don't know what else to do. But if that's the only criticism I can think of, I think you're doing pretty well. Again, it's a thematically rich movie that, again, it tackles grief, but not in a way that's like, oh, the horror is a metaphor for grief. No, the grief isn't a metaphor for the horror, or vice versa. The grief is the motivation that gets the people to do the things in horror territory. And I think it's a really, really interesting, dark, disturbing movie that just it goes all out. Like, you are genuinely worried for these children. The lead actress, they actually got someone who is really visually impaired. And there's also this sequence where she's at this like almost like camp sports center place with like other kids that are visually impaired playing some game where they like roll a ball and listen. And at the end of the movie, I'm like, forget all the supernatural stuff. I want to know more about this sport. Is that a thing? I'm going to look it up and see if it's a thing.
Goalball is exclusively for athletes with a visual impairment. To be eligible, athletes have less than 10% vision remaining.
All that being said, really solid performances from our villain and also from our child actors, which is not an easy thing to do. It's like a twisted version of Mother Gothel. It's gaslighting the movie, and I can't recommend it enough without like just shouting out spoilers to make you go want to see it. So definitely check out Bring Her Back. Let me know in the comments, what did you think of it? Did you like it? Have you seen it? What did you dislike about it? Do you want to disagree with me? Come at me. It's what YouTube is for. Like, share, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff. If you don't, you may end up being sent to live with a creepy Australian lady that has a kid that she may or may not have kidnapped, and who has a cat that may or may not be a real cat. And as always, every day is Halloween.